Hello, YouTube. It is summertime, and it's time for a little bit of juicy Bungie drama. All right, listen. There's been some crazy stuff going on with Bungie for a long time. Just a little while ago, Jack Blackburn said it was going to be his last couple months there. He's moving on to a different studio. He is gone from Bungie, and this was a big, scary thing, and I actually talked about this. Joe Blackburn is someone that has left Bungie, returned to Bungie, and now he is gone again. But this isn't everything. There were other huge staff members that are gone now from Bungie, and this is just the beginning. Now, this isn't the first time that they've left some heavy hitters or people that have been at the company for years. Even Christopher Barrett is gone. He is not with Bungie anymore. He is an executive creative director, but he is not at Bungie anymore, from what we know. And this was someone who has been at Bungie forever. We're talking one of the first people to be at the company. If you look at Firewalk Studios, the company that is making Concord right now, there's a bunch of people that are on this team, like Hamrick, that were on the team at Bungie for years, back in the Halo Reach days. There are people that have been in huge positions here that have left the studio, but there is more layoffs coming to Bungie. All right? Huge layoffs. Sony's Bungie is shrinking from 1,300 people down to 850, 220 people laid off, and 155 people moving to Sony, 75 to a new studio. That is a huge chunk of people, 500 people leaving the current Bungie team, checking out a new studio, or going to Sony. I don't know if that means distributed between other Sony studios, but if you think of how many people are working on games like Destiny, a live service game with huge DLCs, well, they just lost an entire studio worth of people. Destiny is most likely dead. Not dead, but I just don't know how they would ever build content to the level of the Final Shape or another Destiny game after losing 500 people. It just doesn't make sense. And some of the most senior staff, some of the people that are making the big decisions that, in my opinion, have turned into the best content for Bungie, how are they going to keep going with a game like Destiny? A game like Destiny 3? How are they going to make raids? They are literally going in and brain draining this company. All right? Book said it best. The brain drain is real. They're sending people to a new studio to make some new game. They're making a new studio as well. We don't have the list of all the employees here. But if they're taking some of the top talent that have been working on Destiny, I have to at least raise an alarm bell here. If you look at Diablo 4, it was a massive game. There were some decent systems, but it seemed like there wasn't a great cohesion and direction between all of the different staff working on the game. Some of the map designers didn't talk with the boss designers, who didn't talk with the, objective designers, who didn't talk about the gear designers. There were so many issues with Diablo 4 that even though there might be 1,000 people working on it, it was an absolute jumbled mess at launch. It was such a casual-friendly game. And my fear is if you're losing some of the big top-dog devs that are making the decisions that will allow a game like Destiny to even function, the chances are Destiny 2 future content or Destiny 3 content, unless they're just coming up with these crazy new devs that are amazing at this stuff, I think that it is going to be some of the worst content the game has ever seen. If you don't have people like Jolgaroth who have played the last 10 years of the game and helped build Destiny into what it is, you have an army of developers building a game that might function, but doesn't have that love and heart that some of the old devs had, in my opinion. Now, you can argue that some of these people being laid off, maybe they're dead weight. Maybe they're not the best devs. But I find it very interesting that historically, some of the people that have been there the longest, that have been, some of the decision makers on some of the pinnacle content left before this layoff. Were they told that a layoff was coming, that Sony was going to take over? But at this moment in time, the Sony takeover is happening. They got $4 billion to buy Bungie. Bungie had $1 billion in retention bonuses for current staff, and they've lost a lot of their key staff. Community managers are laid off. They lost Dylan, one of the best community people we've ever seen at Bungie. He was gone, and they somehow got him back. But this is crazy, bro. This is like the implosion of a studio level of loss. I don't know where they go from here, but they better be scared, because there are games like The First Descendant that are on their coattails. A little bit, at least a little bit. The First Descendant might not be for everyone, but when you start seeing all these new updates and the things that are coming to the game, I get it. It might not be for everyone, but if you start going in and looking at some of the patch notes, these developer discussions are hitting the root problems in the game in a lot of cases. Buffing, nerfing, changing, making the game better. And they've posted multiple, honestly, top-tier dev notes. We're talking like every single Bungie Weekly update is a banger. That's what they've essentially done. And so there's going to be other shooters that can compete and give you something to do while Bungie is slow, but there are other games that are coming out, and I'm going to be 100% with you. Let me just show you this. I think that this game, and I can't say much because of an NDA, this game is going to be huge if you like shooters. After playing this game, again, I can't get into exactly what this is. That game is going to take market share. And we're going to find out more news on this tomorrow. The timing of this is insanity. Bungie huge layoffs, new game getting announced and talked about. I think that this landscape for shooter games is going to change. Now, again, not everyone is going to like every game, but Bungie PvP has kind of sucked for a long time. If a new cool PvP game rises up, then that's going to steal market share. Games like The First Descendant, it's one of the first Destiny killers that actually has maintained some, value. The First Descendant, let me just show you the Steam charts. This game is like kicking ass. Steam charts, look at this thing. Steam charts has 89,000 people 13 minutes ago, 118,000 peak, 264 all-time. This is healthy, and this is over a month into the game. This number is super consistent, and if we start looking at like Destiny 2, right? Destiny 2 has half that player base. The average over the last 30 days is half of that, right? So Bungie and Destiny can't really afford to just sit here and not put out the best of the best content. They can't afford to get surpassed by other games. Yet they just laid off or moved 500 people. My guess is Destiny 3 ain't happening. I honestly question if they are going to make that game. Because you need a lot of staff and a lot of quality people to build a game like that. I honestly question if the Destiny 2 episodes is wrapping up some loose ends, and other than some kind of superficial content like those episodes, we're not going to see another iteration of this game. Maybe I'll be surprised, maybe they'll go on a hiring spree, but I honestly am a little bit worried on what is going to happen with this game and the future of Destiny, of Bungie. That's it for me. Thanks for watching, have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.